All right, so, and I got the clock on you as well. We're gonna be fair to everybody, okay? You got 60, I'll give you a 15 second kind of heads up, but you got 60 seconds to pitch it, okay? You good? You ready? All right, go.
All right, idealistically, what happened was about 2 years ago, I was dating somebody, and she wanted to go out to a football game, but it was really cold, whatever the case is. So what I did was I created a blanket, an outdoor blanket, that you take, the technology with the hand warmers, that you put inside the blanket. So now you have an outdoor warm blanket that's used for football games, picnics, disaster relief. Say when Katrina hit, FEMA could have had 10,000 of those to keep people warm at night. So something that has a whole bunch of different applications, sports, obviously, football, NFL, soccer, as well as, like I said, disaster relief and all those type of things. Hunting, car, if you put it in the back of the car. So something that I have, we've done, a few thousand already, and just trying to take it to that next level.
15 seconds. You good?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you. Give him a round of applause for getting up there. Do you want to give him feedback now, or you want to wait till everybody goes?
I'm gonna forget.
You gonna forget? Okay. So you can stay up here if you want to, because he's going to give you some feedback now on your business.
Yeah. So be super succinct and quick. Be super succinct when I ask you this, because of the timing. What is your background? Do you have a manufacturing background?
No.
Okay. And so can you talk to me about the COGS for the blankets, like how much they cost and how much you sell them for?
Yeah, right now they're about $9, $10, selling for $30.
Okay, and you are actually
wholesale a little bit different, obviously.
Okay, and then what's your? So this is so when people do these things, it is ultimately it's a marketing play, right? Because
absolutely
people, they have other. So marketing costs a lot of money. So what would be your customer acquisition strategy? And then how do you go about raising money for a manufactured product, for a retail product?
Well, up until this point, it's just been a lot of personal people and my own money. That we've done. We're getting manufactured over in China. As far as trying to acquire more customers, it's a lot of social media, things of that nature. Okay. Word of mouth and things like that. But actually, we're in a bid right now in a campaign to do a big, big startup as far as. And actually, Rob's actually, consulting with me on it, as far as crowdfunding.
Good. I like it. Good job. I like it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you. Yes, sir. All right. You ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right. Go.
Name is Tom Lewis, president of Lewis Environmental Services, degree chemical engineer from Carnegie Mellon. My middle daughter had diabetes, went through organ failure for her kidneys. I developed a device where peritoneal, which is a big thing nationally or internationally, the catheter plugs up as they drain it. I've got a mechanical device where they have to now surgically remove the catheter after so many months they plug up. Well, I have a place where we can clean it in place, keep the catheter in, and I've done some initial work talking about getting some medical trials, and I think that this has an opportunity to have global impact and save people money and also improve lives.
So that,
all right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
So that has kind of everything that we talked about before, right? A personal story. He's got a daughter, so again, it doesn't matter what I say to him. That's going to happen.
Right.
That's going to work. And then more importantly, you have domain expertise. You are an engineer, and so I can't imagine unless I don't know. So this is something that I would never invest in because I can't be helpful because I don't know. It's out of my domain expertise. But I think that it's something that people will jump all over because of who you are and because of why you're doing it. But you are an engineer and you built this thing. It works. Yeah. Have you gone out for money yet, or?
No, I've not. I just started. I've got some catheters in. We have to make our initial prototype, and I'm the guy I've got an engineering company that's feeding me. But this is something we want to develop.
That's great.
Awesome. Thank you.
Good evening.
Are you ready to go?
Yes.
All right.
I'm Ella Rawlings. We have a company, Living Juicy, Raw Cafe, and Shadyside. My husband was a diabetic. We lived in between two worlds with the doctors and medication and trying to live just by eating natural foods and organic. My husband ended up passing away, so my daughter over there, who didn't want to come up, and my other daughter, we went into business because we couldn't find organic raw juice bar anywhere in Pittsburgh. So we started the business, and we're having a problem because we don't want to compromise our ingredients, but we have to find a way to flash pasteurize, which we don't want to do, to get a longer shelf life for our product. So we're in between trying to tweak what we do.
I'm sorry, just 15
I have more time?
seconds. Yeah.
Oh, so we're trying to find a way where we can actually turn a corner and make a profit and have longer shelf life with our product.
Great, 60 seconds exactly. Thank you so much.
Congrats. So your product is in the market now? It is. Your product is in the market? Your product is in the market?
Yes.
Okay.
And we spend about $40,000 of our own money into our company,
Right.
which people say we shouldn't have, but we did. So we're still learning.
So to me, you've already done it, you've proven it, and you've been tweaking it. So you need a little bit of money to kind of get it to where it needs to be and to grow sales.
Yes, well, we went with Urban Innovation. We get a lot of information from them, so they're helping us to come up with ideas, strategies on how to move our business forward. Money, yes, we can always use money, but we actually put in our own money, but we just need to find a way to get our products into Whole Foods and supermarket by having a longer shelf life.
Okay, good.
So that's what we're working on.
Perfect, that's good, and yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
So the one thing I would say for all three is that if I had a better idea, so I need to gauge how big the market is in all three of those. So, and because I didn't get a sense for it, it was only 60 seconds to be fair, but I would, that's one thing I would have talked about. It's a huge market, and, if we just, if we do and execute the way we want to, and capture, enough, we'll be able to, scale this thing and make a lot of money for everybody. So I didn't hear that.
Give you a sense of the magnitude of the opportunity.
Exactly.
Yeah. Understood.
Exactly.
Understood. But thank you so much.
All right.
Yes, sir. You ready to go?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, I'm gonna start the clock. Go.
So, what inspired me to think about this idea is that I lost my little sister when I was 13. She was 10 years old. She was killed around holidays, around her birthday, around her death date. My mom and the entire family is extremely emotional. And we're snappy, and some people don't know why we're snappy. Sometimes we don't know why we're snappy, right? So this app would be an app that will remind us of our trauma triggers, things that, you may lost a family member who have had cancer, and around this time, you may, be snappy. So if you are conscious of your trauma triggers, you could say, I'm not mad at this person just because they slammed the door hard. I'm angry because of this trauma that I experienced. So how many of y'all lost somebody or experienced something painful?
You have 15 seconds.
15? Raise your hand if you experienced something traumatic. Raise your hand. Right? So what if you had something to remind you of why you may be angry, so you wouldn't take this anger out or frustration out on other people.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So this happens to be a hot thing in Silicon Valley right now, right? Kind of your mental health issues and dealing with those things via an app. So you're kind of in the kind of doing it at the right time. So there's a lot of buzz around it, and I think it's because it's not super tech heavy as to how to do it. You can get some folks to build this thing and actually put it out there to your friends and family and actually get real traction and come talk to people, because it's right now and it's something that's topical in Silicon Valley. So you're onto something, man.
Hey, Sean Tay, about that meeting.
I think we're gonna need security for a couple of you guys here tonight. Please give all of these guys a round of applause for it. You know what? And this is a big point. You know, I asked the question. A lot of people who has a startup, right? Good amount of hands went up. You know, who wants to come pitch right now? Weren't so sure. And so I think that, you know, the message here is you've got to be ready. And you know, which my mom used to say, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. I'm sorry.
We have one more.
One more. Okay, my bad. We got one more. Let's do it.
Thank you.
You ready? You ready to go?
Yes.
All right, go.
All right, my name is Joseph Jones. I own a clothing brand called Born Rich Brand. I was actually nervous to come up because I didn't own a tech company. I do have manufacturers domestically and internationally. I have celebrities wearing the apparel. I've got a brain freeze just now. So basically, I just want to see if I can get an investment.
Right. Yeah, so it's almost like, you know, there are a lot of people who try to do apparel, and apparel is just difficult on a bunch of different levels. So, you know, what's unique about your, you know, you came up here, you told me you have an apparel company, which is great, but you got to tell me give me an idea as to what's unique about it, get me excited about your brand, and, you know, what's your unfair advantage? Like, what is it? Do you have manufacturing that's, you know, done so cheaply that it makes, you know, the profits the margins are better than other brands, or is your clothing so stylish that, you know, it's different in whatever way, or is it wick off clothes and it looks like a suit jacket or something? So I want to know a little bit more about like why it's special and whatnot. But yeah. But I think it was it's interesting, but it's a hard business and a lot of people do it. So you have to differentiate yourself in a way such that it would get me excited about wanting to hear more. Okay. And I'm not saying you can't do that. I just didn't hear it. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
In 60 seconds, I want to, that's enough time to tell me why your ish is hot.
Understood. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We're good? Okay, so one thing that I do want to do, if you were here at the last time, you guys know I come bearing a little bit of gifts. So for the folks who came up and pitched their business, I do have a couple of books here that I think would help you. The first one, I know Angela and I talked about this last time. This is called The Lean Startup. Wow. If you're starting any type of business, you need to read this book. Yeah. Shows you how to do your MVP, your minimum viable product, all that kind of stuff. So we've got that to give away. I've got another one called Start With Why.
Simon Sinek.
Right? He's talked about you got to start with your why. You got to understand why you're doing this. This guy, Simon Sinek, I actually just met him a few weeks ago, has the most watched TED Talk online on YouTube, so that is a good one. I've got another one here, The Power of Broke, Damon John. So if you're wondering how you're going to get your startup started and you don't have much money, I think this is a good one. And I have one more. I really went ham at the airport today. This book is called All In, and this was written by an entrepreneur, Stephanie Breedlove, who sold her company to Care.com for $50 million. She created a legal way so that you could pay your, people that take care of your family and so on and so forth, a streamlined way to do that, and sold her business for $50 million. I think you probably learned something from that. So the folks who came up and pitched, come see us afterwards, and I got something for you.